Okay, here goes nothing. It just hit me. As you can tell, well, maybe you can't tell, it's nighttime. I'm actually sitting outside because my kids are asleep. Just got done with 2 basketball games back to back, so that's a little bit about my life. I was thinking about the videos and some of the things that a lot of my clients were asking about. So I'm going to state the problem, and then I'm going to get into it. I'm going to try to keep it under 3 or 4 minutes. Okay, so I heard several times about hiring candidates. And when you hear the studies and the surveys say that they're more focused on work-life balance, quality of life, the culture, the impact on the community, those are all really important factors to the candidates, according to the studies, if you will. And even when you ask candidates, which I do all the time, what's most important to you, they'll say the same thing. Hey, I want culture, I want quality of life, I want to be a part of something bigger. But invariably, you get to the offer stage, and it's money. And I have a phrase that I'd say that money's never the issue until it's the issue. And unfortunately, especially with some of the younger candidates, it simply is an issue. That's my dog. So it's kind of funny. There he is, just kind of hanging out with us. I thought about this, and I just started writing it down. I thought, hey, I should just record this now and then send it out. So here was my thought. If I've got a candidate in front of me and I'm going through their resume and I'm talking about what are the most important criteria to you from a career decision, what's going to motivate you the most? And most of the time it's okay, quality of life, work-life balance, location, community, impact, etc. And sometimes they say money and sometimes they don't. But I'm just thinking from your perspective, you're hiring. During your interview, what's wrong with basically just taking a piece of paper, their resume actually, take their resume, turn it over and write down, hey, Bob or Sally, whoever it might be, would you write down the 3 to 5 most important criteria in making your decision? It can be anything. It doesn't have to be anything specific, but just write it down. I'm curious. I think there's some value in me understanding what it is that's truly important to you. So now they write their 3 to 5 things down, and it gives you an opportunity to just let them vibe. There's no right or wrong answer. Make them feel comfortable. Make sure they understand that this is just simply you wanting to understand it. But here's where this is coming from my side of it. So end scene, if you will. There's psychology, deep psychology that goes into what you commit to either socially, Facebook, Twitter, whatever the things are nowadays, as well as in writing. That when you sign your name, when you write something down, there's a different level of commitment. And if they write down their most important criteria, and money is not one of them, then you've got something. You've got something not to catch them, but to say, hey, listen, do you remember when I asked you this question? I want to revisit it before we make the offer, and I want to make sure that this is, in fact, the most important criteria to you. And then show them the piece of paper, the resume, so that they've got it, so they can see it. Now, that may change how you make the offer, because maybe that offer's in person. If it's through me on the recruiting side, maybe it's the same thing. I can revisit it, and you could email me the notes from the resume, because then what you have is that substance, the actual psychology that they put their name on something, they wrote it down, and that's what they were most important about. And again, this isn't a gotcha. This is a tool to go through those 3 to 5 criteria and nail each one of them and say, okay, hey, here's what we can offer here. Here's what we can offer here. Here's how we can solve this issue. Here's another, attribute to some of the things that are important to you. And so what you end up with is an opportunity to have a really frank and candid conversation with a candidate before you get to offer stage. As a recruiter, the last thing I want to do is have to deal with these things after the offer. So I try to mitigate that risk. And I'm going to be honest with you. I am going to start using this because I think it's actually a pretty good idea. So here's my first go at it. I hope you find this valuable. Please provide comments. Please let me know what you think of it. Because, hey, this might be something that we can work on and make it better. So if you find something good, I might be able to share it with one of my clients, another opportunity for them to be better at it. So that's all I got. It's 9:45 on Wednesday night, so I'm going to start wrapping it up. So have a great day. Thanks for taking the time to watch this.